So I'm scrolling through Instagram and I come across this ad for a heat press on Kickstarter. At first glance, the press is pretty cool. It looks futuristic. It reminds me a lot of the HTVRont press, except this one looks a bit more techy. It looks a bit more futuristic, and overall, it just looked a bit bigger. So I thought, let me click on the link and let me check it out. Let's see what they have to offer and see if it could potentially be worth it. So I click the link and the first thing I see is the MakerBliss heat press. Now let's go check out the video on the Kickstarter, but there's one thing I want to mention before we start, and that's it has a huge design flaw. As we're watching it, see if you can catch it. Honestly, this alone tells me that the makers of this press probably aren't crafters themselves. They probably don't make t-shirts or anything like that. That's just my assumption. Obviously, I can't say for sure, but see for yourself and let me know down in the comments below if you agree with me. All right, so let's check out the video really fast. So the MakerBliss is the perfect choice for my next craft project. So at first glance, you can see that the heat press itself, it has a very simple profile. It's very sleek. It looks very modern. And overall, it looks really cool. I really like how it looks. Now, just looking at this screen right here, can you see the design flaw? All right, so let's continue. All right, so first it has a slide out tray, which is great. No overlapped area. What do you mean by no overlapped area? Okay, so I think what that means is the top platen does not overlap the bottom slide out drawer. So that means the bottom slides out all the way to be fully out of the way of the top platen. I think. I don't even think that should be a feature. I think that should just be standard. Like, why would you want something that stops 3/4 of the way out so that way you have to put your hands inside the heat press? But let's go ahead and continue. Feel at ease when touching the tray. Honestly, I always feel at ease when touching my platen. It never makes me uneasy. Nope. But I guess what they mean is it doesn't get as hot, maybe, which that would ultimately depend on how hot the top platen is after you press it. Maybe that it won't flip over if you push down when the tray's all the way out. That's actually happened to me sometimes. With the HTVRont press, I pull out the drawer and then I put a little bit of pressure on the drawer itself. And if I put too much pressure, the heat press actually starts to lift. Anyway. Alright, so it looks like it has 4 modes, kind of like the HTVRont press. I wonder if it has custom modes, or maybe those are custom modes. So I'm wondering, are these predefined or are they user defined? Or does it have both? One thing I will say is the platen, just by looking at this video, is pretty big. Like, it looks to be bigger than your standard platen. When I say standard, I mean 15 by 15. Highly efficient heat tech. Okay, there you go, you see? So it is a 17 by 17. That's an interesting size. I have not seen any 17 by 17s. It has a remote control. That's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, so it applies pressure to materials up to 2 centimeters thick, which is 2 centimeters. Okay, so it's a little over 3/4 of an inch. Okay, that's pretty good. So seeing all of these different products, it looks like they're mainly using it for sublimation. At least that's what they're advertising. Or at least that's what this video's advertising. Alright, so that's about it. Alright, so did you spot the major design flaw that completely stood out to me? If you did, pause the video, put it down in the comments below. So let's go ahead and scroll down a little bit and let's check out the details. Alright, so it has auto pressure and lifting, which, I don't know, after the HTVRont press, I'm not a huge fan of auto pressure. It's cool and it's helpful, but honestly, I wish that it could just give us the option to press a button and set the pressure and increase it by a couple of decimals or decrease it, however it may be. Just give me access to the pressure. Even heat distribution, safety first design, 4 built-in heating modes, a wide compatibility of various materials, auto adjusts, large working surface, which that I will say it does have a larger platen at 17 by 17 inches, a touch panel, and remote control. So is a touch panel on the heat press itself? Because it looked like it was using buttons. check out the video really quick. Alright, so the remote control itself is all buttons, so there's no touch panel there. Now, over here, those are also buttons. I don't see any touch panels. Alright, so let's continue. 3 reasons to buy MakerBliss. You have the auto pressing and lifting, the large working area, and the safety first design. Better results, 0 hassle. Lay the design on the board, push the drawer in, click the pane. MakerBliss auto releases when done. Auto pressing using sensors, wood or t-shirt projects all at your command. No more guessing how much pressure to apply to your designs. MakerBliss applies the appropriate pressure automatically up to your materials up to 2 centimeters without any manual pressure adjustment. I don't fully like that. I want to be able to control my pressure. It's cool if you can have auto pressure, that's fine, but give me the option to be able to increase it or decrease it just a little bit. What the press is doing here is it's auto sensing the size of the material. It's not taking into account whatsoever the material that you're pressing. Things like screen print transfers are going to need more pressure than something like sublimation or HTV. So you know what? That's actually something that should be incorporated into these automatic presses. Instead of giving me the option for full-on automatic pressure, give me the option for automatic pressure based on material. Add a button on the machine that when you press it, it changes the material type. So based on the material type, it'll either press with more or less pressure. So if you press for sublimation, it'll give it a bit more pressure when pressing down. That's all there is to it. That's all you need to do for these presses to make them automatic and actually useful for something like a t-shirt printing business. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, the HTVRont press, I use it, but I don't use it for everything. The HTVRont auto press will never be my main press. The reason being just that I cannot adjust the pressure. And I like having heavy pressure for certain things, mainly for heat transfer vinyl, screen print transfers, and DTF. While you can do them on the HTVRont press, I don't like it. I feel it needs more pressure, and I like more pressure when pressing my shirts. Alright, so let's keep going a little bit. Select the right mode. Alright, so it has 4 presets for most commonly used materials. Did they just guess everything that I just talked about just now? Even beginners can easily use the press creatively, select the proper mode, and it is good to go. So you have cotton t-shirts, other textiles, porcelain plates, and metal plates. No, they didn't. Again, it's cool that it auto-senses the size of the textile or whatever you're printing on, but I mean, it's not really sensing anything. All it's really doing is it's stopping the planet as soon as it feels that there's something under it and giving it a little bit of extra pressure just so that way you can push down, and that's it. It's not really sensing that you have a cotton shirt or other textiles. Give me the option to adjust by pressing material or printing material. This is for sublimation, this is for screen print transfers, this one's for DTF, this much pressure for heat transfer vinyl. Alright, safety comes first, has a slide out tray, a touchable board. A touchable board, no overlapping area. But what do they mean by overlapping? Do they just mean that the top platen is just not bigger than the bottom one? Suitable for multiple materials, HTV, sublimation, and heat transfer projects. So heat transfer projects pretty much just encompasses everything heat transfer. I keep scrolling this down. Let me put the mouse over here. So this one is just them sublimating a shirt, nothing special. And this bottom one is them showing off the, I guess, the pressure sensing technology. Wait, did you see that? So as soon as the platen rises, the whole top of the heat press goes down. Look, hold on. As if there's so much pressure being put on the platen that it raises the back or the top. All right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it looks like it's a cold peel heat transfer vinyl. Alright, I'm done with that. So the weight is 15 kilograms, which in pounds is 33 pounds. So that's not bad, 33 pounds for this press. For the size of it, that's pretty light. It goes up to a maximum of 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, so the pricing. So it looks like if you back it before a certain time, you get it for $129. After that early bird special, it goes up to $140 or $139. And then you have the option to get 2 heat presses. The super early bird is $249, and then the regular Kickstarter special is $269. Now retail value for these presses is $260. You got the option for add-ons, which is the permanent adhesive vinyl and permanent adhesive vinyl. Why would you give add-ons of adhesive vinyl when this is a heat press? Shouldn't you be offering heat transfer vinyl? This is one of the things that makes me start to think that the people that made this press or that designed this press aren't crafters, or they're not really even in the t-shirt business themselves. You should be offering heat transfer vinyl, not adhesive vinyl. Shipping fees. So you have to pay shipping. Alright, so they have share and win promotions, our journey, that's all their sketches, a breakdown of the actual press, the CEO, my journey in the electronics field. Okay, so it looks like this guy has a background in electronics. Does he have any background in the t-shirt business? Oh, it looks like he worked at Silhouette America. And he was part of their engineers. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, so he does have a background in the t-shirt business, but as an engineer, not necessarily making t-shirts. Alright, so then you have the co-founder, the COO. Alright, oh, and apparently they employ Cat. Alright, let's see what Daniel has to say about this.
Hey there, I'm Dan, the USA representative engineer of MakerBliss. Thanks for joining us today as we take a look at the cutting edge technology of arts and crafts. So what can you do with art?
The cutting edge technology of arts and crafts.
Well, you can release powerful emotion and passionate expression. Build and bond strong friendships together with good old fun times.
I press t-shirts alone.
Sometimes it's a great way to promote an idea or market a brand.
Hit the nail right on the head with that one, Daniel. It is great to market a brand or promote an idea.
Other times it's simply a nice way to brighten the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Now what do you think? Should this be a slow or tedious process, art? I mean, really, if there was a 10-step or even 3-step process for using scissors or paintbrushes, who would use them?
Probably dedicated artists, because that's just part of the process.
I mean, would that even be fun anymore? To me, that stuff takes the fun out of creativity, and I like simple, quick, and fluidity, and that is what keeps people interested and engaged.
So I get what he's saying, you know, cut out like the unnecessary steps, the boring steps, and just get straight to the creative part. But talking about t-shirts, I mean, how much of that process are you really cutting out other than just guessing the pressure?
And that is why we created MakerBliss. In order to turn it into reality so that many people can benefit from our creation, we just launched our MakerBliss project on Kickstarter, and we need your help. Put the fun into this untapped talent pool. Help humanity reach its full potential now. The future is here, and we need your help.
I really feel like he's reading from a teleprompter. Which there's nothing wrong with reading from a teleprompter, you know, if you need a script, you need a script. But he doesn't really sound too excited about this project. He doesn't really seem too enthusiastic, and not once have I heard the word t-shirt or heat press in this video.
Help. The project is already done. We just need help with the production cost. Help us get these beauties into the hands of brilliant minds, talented art students, innovative business owners.
Why does he keep going with art students? Why has he not mentioned the t-shirt business once?
And families stuck in the Stone Age. Even if you're
My press is not from the Stone Age. Those Stone Age presses might be more efficient than this one.
not into art, just look at the investment opportunity here. In today's world, things are getting super advanced. For cars, it's autonomously self-driving vehicles that drive for you. For manufacturing, it's 3D printing anything at the touch of a button, and for decals, it's MakerBliss.
Why does he keep talking about decals? Decals are stickers that are made from adhesive vinyl, which they're offering as an add-on for this press. Why are they offering adhesive vinyl as an add-on for this press? You need heat transfer vinyl. I don't think this guy's ever printed a shirt in his life.
Easiest, safest, and most convenient way to put an image on almost anything. It's compact and it looks great in an art room. Some people express
That I will say, it probably will look really cool in an art room or in any room. It looks cool. It has a cool, sleek design.
themselves to the world through art. Others, like you, do it by supporting things that make a difference. Let's bring pure bliss back to arts and crafts with MakerBliss.
Not once was a t-shirt business mentioned in this video. Not once was t-shirt pressing mentioned in this video. I don't even think he mentioned the word heat press. So this video alone is what makes me think that nobody here has ever ran a t-shirt business or even pressed a t-shirt. Well, I'm kidding. Maybe they have pressed t-shirts, especially with this press. But they've never ran a t-shirt business. So then they have their roadmap, some notes, promoted by, and the risks you take with funding the project. Alright, so the one major design flaw I see with this press is that right here, there is absolutely zero space. So you can completely forget about pressing hoodies. Once this plating gets pushed all the way back, there is no space. That also means when you put a t-shirt in, the collar will always be pressed. I don't like that. I don't like pressing the collar. One of the biggest reasons being, in my experience, it can cause uneven pressure. So there will be less pressure around the collar area and a bit more pressure towards the bottom. Now, sometimes it's not a huge deal, but when you're using something like screen print transfers, uneven pressure can be a problem. And not just that, whenever you press a collar, it presses down these fibers and it makes it look ugly. I don't like how it looks. It looks burnt, it looks shiny sometimes. I don't like it. Now back to the hoodies. So on the HTVRont press, you pretty much have the same issue, but you have some clearance in the back. So you can press hoodies of maybe up to large or extra large. Anything bigger than that, you would need to turn it sideways. Now I thought, can you turn it sideways on this press? And you can, but none of the edge of the hoodie is going to be able to spill over the back. And if none of the edge of the hoodie can spill over the back, that means the platen is going to be from here all the way up to wherever it finishes. So maybe here, maybe a little bit more, maybe around here. So censoring of the image is going to be an issue, or you just won't have enough press space. Now you can fix that by pressing one side, turning the whole thing around, putting it back in the press, and then pressing the other side. But that's just annoying. I don't mean to give this press a lot of hate. Overall, the concept looks good, but this is more of a hobby press. This is not something that I would use as a main press. So if you look, it actually has over 1,000 backers and it destroyed its goal. It's made over $150,000 and their goal was 30 grand. And they still have 26 days to go before the campaign ends. So, I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is really just fancy bells and whistles. This press to me is more of a hobby press rather than a workhorse. I hate the fact that there's no clearance in the back. That is my biggest problem with this press. The fact that there's no clearance in the back it just seems like it could pose a huge problem down the road. Now I might just be very critical of it because of my experience with the HTVRont press, which the HTVRont press it's a good press, but again, that's also a hobby press. I don't use it as my main press. I'll probably go with the auto press just because it has more clearance in the back. That's really it. Aside from that, both of them are hobby presses to me. Neither one looks like they would serve very well as a workhorse or a main press. And that's pretty much it. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and catch you all next time. Peace.